Greetings and greetings and salutations, my friends. This is a real hard video for me to make, so here with my doggy Mo. His sister died last night. If you're somebody who watches my skunk videos, you may have seen my black cat sitting in my lap or sitting alongside me watching the skunks. She was born in a cat colony where there were skunks, and she likes them. She grew up with them, and she was comfortable with them. She would bring baby skunks, well, twice that I know of, into our house, follow them in. So, she was a good companion for that. And for far more than a decade, she slept at my right arm. And last night was the first night that she didn't. She couldn't. She wasn't alive. Yesterday, we buried her here, and these are Cavendish, dwarf Cavendish bananas that will fill in this area. They should produce fruit too. I don't remember what that little plant is. It had a strange name. The person working at the nursery recommended it, and I thought it was pretty, so. This is my, pardon me. This is my goodbye video to Sadie. She was just an amazing kitty. I'm so glad that she was my cat. She was found injured and taken to. I took her to a vet, and they fixed her up, and we brought her home. And for a long time, she was really not a good pet. We loved her, but we couldn't get near her. And then she cooled off, and my wife thought, oh, she's fine now, and tried to pick her up once and got all scratched up. It was a long time before we could pick her up. And anyway, it wasn't that long, a couple of years before she was really, safe to pick up. But she was such a sweetheart. And she became very, very loving, and we had a dog, Mushroom, who had a lot of genetic anomalies, just like Mo does. And so he didn't live very long. He got cancer, a real odd cancer. And when he died, the cat was very, very upset. Sadie didn't take it well. Unfortunately, our son was able to find a new dog, another Bichon, covered with genetic issues, just like this one. They were both inbred puppy mill failures, and I guess that's a common thing. And so we have another one. But our first one, we took him to the emergency room, and they wanted to take extra specimens because they had never encountered tumors that looked like they did under the microscope, and how they presented grossly, which was his whole body was covered with bumps. They got to be the size of small marbles, tip of your finger, all over the surface of his body. And they, obviously there was nothing they could do, but we wanted to be able to keep him as comfortable as possible, so they took care of that for us. And he lived for less than a month after that, after the tumors appeared. It was just so quick. And then we got Mushroom here. And Sadie immediately adopted him. She started grooming the puppy and showing him around, and just they were together all the time. And the cat eventually bonded with me as her human, and I couldn't even go to the bathroom without her coming in there and climbing into my pants or into my underwear. She followed me around. She slept next to me. She was just, if I was home, she was home with me. If I went out, she was waiting for me. It was, I mean, like a big responsibility to have a cat depend on you like that for attention and love. And I did the best I could. I think we were together all the time. Anyway. So the last few months, she started losing weight. And I think a few of the last videos, I'm sure there's over 100 videos with me and the cat sitting watching skunks, maybe a lot more. I was doing a live video, and I hadn't even thought about the cat in my lap. She's just always my constant companion. So anyway, somebody commented during the live chat, my cat would be jealous. And so I swung the camera around. Whoa, my cat's not jealous. She's here with me, And from then on, I tried to show that, yeah, I've got this cat with me. I don't know why I didn't show her before. And occasionally she'd be on the ground next to me watching the skunks, trying to be close, especially when the babies showed up. She loved the baby skunks. Oh my God, well, who doesn't? I love the baby skunks. They're so sweet. They'll see you and they'll get all outraged and they'll stomp and pull back and stomp and look at you. And I'd say, well, wow, why aren't you running away? Why aren't you afraid of me? I'm a skunk. And you just smile and say, I'm not afraid of you. And they eventually decide, all right, never mind. They're so cute. I've had so many skunks threaten to spray me, and none of them have ever even turned their back on me like they're going to do it. They're so cute. I love skunks. And Sadie loves skunks too. And like I say, twice she brought them into the house. She brought kits into the house 2 years in a row. So a few months ago, she started losing weight, and she started staying out all night, which made me very uncomfortable. But, we knew what was going on. And so about a month ago, she started, it started to get cold outside, and she started coming back in the house. She wasn't always sleeping with me. Often she was sleeping on the electronics, for the TV and stuff. It's warm, and she would sleep sitting on that. And we tried to give her a lot of attention. We took her to the vet. The vet said, yeah, she's 18 years old. There's nothing we can do but keep her comfortable. And I think my wife is calling Mo. He's out here. You want him? Okay. Just checking on him. And so they offered us pain meds, and we kept an eye out for her to act like she's in pain. She only acted like she was in pain for a few minutes, which got me very upset. She hadn't eaten in a couple of days, and I couldn't get her to drink any water, and she had to poop, and it was, I guess it was dry and painful, and it took her a few minutes. I was ready to call the doctor to come and euthanize her, come to our house, but then she managed to pass it, and she was fine again. She was like relieved, and she was acting normally. And the last day, as is so often with humans, my wife and I are nurses, and we've seen it, just before a person, or apparently a cat, dies, and I guess that's how they often wander away and find a quiet place where they won't be found. You get this burst of energy, and seem almost normal. And excuse me. And I carried her around the house, and we did all the little things she likes to do. Took her around the yard, and she sat with her doggie and in the bed for an hour or so, and they had time together, and I had time with her. And when she got tired, I took her in to the spare bedroom where she seems to have wanted to have her last day. And I put her on her heated pad, and she got comfortable and went to sleep right away. My wife checked on her during the night, and she was still breathing after midnight. And we checked her again at 5 o'clock, and she had passed. So I knew this was coming. I ordered a post hole digger. It came later in the day, too late. But that was good because I asked our neighbor, who's a really good friend, if I could borrow his post hole digger and why. And they were old friends. He knew Sadie, and he has a cat of his own. He likes them. Do you need to get down? You need to get down, Mo? You want to go check out your mommy? You want to go see your mommy? Here you go. Here you go. Good boy. Go check out mommy. And so he came over with his post hole digger, and he also brought sage. That's the little stub left over. He, in addition to being a doctor, he is a well-respected ayahuasca shaman. And pardon me, I just can't stop. And he performed a cleansing ritual ceremony, and then when I was filling in the hole, he chanted, and it was all very nice. You don't have to be into that stuff. I'm kind of not as, like he is, but it was so nice to have him here and have him share that with us. And it wasn't just me and the wife and the dog, because we were so sad. And he was, more positive. The cat's good now, and, we'll be okay, and that sort of thing. And, let's see. He brought that black marble piece. So I've got the bananas, and here I have 4 daffodils, which come up and be really pretty in the near future. And we don't get a lot of frost here or anything. I don't think the bananas will die back. Even if they do, they're supposed to be good underground and come back. So this area should fill in with bananas and even produce small fruit. And so Sadie will always remember her. She'll always be with us and part of the family. But last night was the first night I slept alone. Well, not alone, but even without the cat. So I hit the pause button by accident. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hit that. So I kept. I was afraid that I'd roll over on her, like I always am. I'm used to not rolling over on the cat. But, she's not there. And it was hard. So 3 o'clock this morning, I just gave up. Figured I'm not going to sleep. So I came out here to sit with her. And I think it's like 8:30 now, maybe. Something like that. And Mo came out a while ago, and he's been sitting with me. And now his mommy came out to have breakfast. That's her there. And so he went to go join her now. So she likes to eat outside. She's from Bangkok, and you know, they have outdoor kitchens, and they eat outside a lot and everything. The weather's nice. But it's getting cold now, so I don't know how long that's going to last. So, I guess I'm just starting to babble now. I'm known to do that. And I just needed to get this off my chest. She was, you know, well over a decade sleeping next to me every night and hopping in my pants when I used the bathroom and following me around. I'm trying to work, and she even goes out into she's even followed me to the park before, and I've had to carry her home because I don't want her to get in the habit of that. And you know, the last month or so, she's been terribly incontinent, and so we've had poop in the carpet everywhere and urine everywhere, and I'd continue to put up with that to have her back, you know. I would. I'd get out of bed and step in it because she'd barely be able to jump out of bed before she'd let go. And I can't be mad at her. It's not her fault. I just clean it up and thank her for being my kitty. That's why I'm sitting out here now today, this morning, to be with her. I just wanted to thank her for being my kitty. So this has gone on way too long. Thank you, anybody who's still here. You certainly didn't need to be, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for people who didn't tune in. This isn't fun. Nobody wants to experience this, and I think all of us who have pets do. Maybe many times. It's happened to me many times. It never gets any easier. So my heart goes out to everybody out there who's experiencing the same thing. Thank you for your valuable time, my friends. I'm really grateful. Bye-bye.